Hello, fellow constituents there. It's Michael J. Steele for Senate 2022, and here in Fargo, North Dakota, I'm running for against John Hoeven, the incumbent here. I'd like to start out by just addressing all our fellow Democrats out in the country that North Dakota this year, 2018, and throughout our electoral process has basically become a all Republican state, uh, except for maybe 15, 12, 15 seats in our state legislature. Other than that, the rest of our federal senators and our congressmen have become Republicans. So I think we're being underrepresented here by Democrats, and we need more Democrats here because the Republicans have too much power. It's not fair and balanced as the Fox News people say. So I'm here to try to level the playing field for 2022. As if we can take back the Senate, we have the House now, but if we can take the Senate, that's a lot of power for our state of North Dakota to counter any of our Republican opponents that are trying to basically deregulate the country right now. And they're also trying to take away a lot of our voting rights, such as with gerrymandering and making it harder for people to get to the polls, changing the laws ad hoc. Basically, they're also just making it easier and easier for big corporations to pollute and destroy our environment. They're trying to destroy the EPA, the FDA, the other agencies that were designed for the people to protect us from government harm. And I think that I'm calling out and challenging all Democrats right now to Google me on the internet. It's Michael J. Steele for Senate 2022, and there's an Act Blue page there where you can donate instantly to my political campaign. Also, there are other numerous donation sites that you can donate. I'm running against a multi-million-dollar machine up here in North Dakota that's been a Republican machine. The last time they voted Democratic here was LBJ. I'm blessed to live in Fargo, North Dakota. We always wind up going Democratic. If the rest of the state would go with Fargo or even Grand Forks, we would have had a lot of our good Democratic representatives elected, which would have kept the state fair, and I believe in fairness, and I don't think it's fair for one party right now to control the whole state of North Dakota. They basically can do kind of whatever they want, and I don't think it's fair. Just out of fairness, I hope that the voters out there are listening, and we have a few independents right now in North Dakota. They're always on the ballot. There are some libertarians, some have been elected, and many have not been elected. We used to get Republicans, Democrats, a couple independents, but I think we need to level the playing field in 2022, even in 2020, when I'm not up for election. I'll be uh, part of the election process in 2022, like I say, against Senator John Hoeven. That's why we need some fair democratic principles in this state, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's what's going to be happening if we continue to just be an all red state here. And I'm calling out once again to all of our Democrats throughout the United States and all over the world. You can donate to my campaign. That would help me a lot here in Fargo, because I've started out a grassroots campaign here about a month ago. It's had a terrific response on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page. Kind of been running a media blitz right now, trying to get more people to know about me. If you kind of Google me, and you'll discover my platform. There's many ways to find out what I'm all about. But right now, what I'm all about is making it fair, which it's not right now. There's no representation for Democrats, and we do live in a democratic republic. America's a republic, but it's a democratic republic with a mixed market economy. And right now, with President Trump's decisions, our farmers in North Dakota are suffering a $4 billion loss. They have no one to sell their sugar beets to. Most of the sugar beets have been sold to Brazil. China's been getting them from Brazil. They denied North Dakota. They said, we're not going to buy your sugar beets no more because President Trump put a 25% tariff on the sugar beets, and what's hurting me out there is that a lot of our farmers actually voted for a lot of our Republicans right now that have actually are hurting Ford Motors. Ford Motors is going to be laying off because they can't sell their cars because of Trump's big tariff plan, this 25% tariff. General Motors is hurting. They're going to be laying off a lot of people, closing plants. Another part of the Republican agenda is they can destroy everything and buy everything for a dime on a dollar. These millionaires and billionaires, they love to destroy instead of build up. Obama saved the country. You got to remember that when the country was falling apart, stock market crashed, we were losing Ford, we were losing General Motors, and our Democrats saved our economy. Read the facts. This is true. During that administration, Obama's administration, he saved a lot of people's lives also with the Affordable Care Act, which saved my life. So I'm indebted to the Democratic Party for helping save my life with the Affordable Care Act. I'm just so happy for what they've done, and now Trump's decided to come along and with the rest of the Republicans and just totally try to destroy President Obama's agenda. And I'm a very sad and upset about what's been going on. So we need the Democrats, the students, to get out and vote, and those who've been disenfranchised, such as our Native American brothers and sisters in North Dakota that weren't allowed to vote, to get the right to vote. They better get to the right to vote in 2022 and also in 2020. A lot of the students were denied the right to vote in the last couple of elections here in North Dakota because they didn't have permanent addresses, according to Al Jaeger, our Secretary of State. And when you're in college for 4 to 6 years, you're basically have an address, and they were given their college addresses where they were living, and they're participating in our economy here in North Dakota. In North Dakota, to be able to vote, all you have to do is prove that you've lived here 30 days in North Dakota. These students are going to be here 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10, 12 years, depending on how far they want to take their education in North Dakota. And they're also contributing to our economy in North Dakota by paying for tuition, restaurants, housing, medical, everything they're doing while they're staying here is contributing to our economy in North Dakota. So I believe that the students deserve the right to vote, and I don't like the way in the last couple of elections here they didn't get to vote because they might have been coming here from out of state, and they didn't have permanent residence. Evidently, a college dorm that they're going to be living in for years is not a permanent residence. And also the Native Americans were giving their reservation as the address. That's how a lot of the natives do it. They give that address, but evidently that's not good enough for Al Jaeger, the Republican Secretary of State man that's running the state right now. And I'm going to tell you, you got to get more Democrats in the country. And I'm going to tell all the poor people I know, because I'm poor myself, that most of your Democrats have created these social nets that are saving you, and they're keeping you alive by providing these housing assistance programs, food stamps, medical assistance, shelters. And then these people are told that they don't vote for Trump, they're going to lose their housing, they're going to lose this, that. I've had jobs I've worked for in North Dakota when I was younger. They would tell me, if you don't vote Republican, you're going to be losing your job. We're going to have to close down the factories, and we're going to have to ship your job overseas. And that's what I've been told many times throughout my working career here in North Dakota, until I went to college and got a college education. In 2001, I went to MSUM, and I became a graduate, and I got educated in the politics and history, cultural anthropology, political science, criminal justice, you name it. I got a pretty good foundation there, good college education. But I've learned the finer things in life too, how to appreciate food, how to appreciate somewhere to live. I've appreciated having clean clothes. I just appreciate, and so much more now that I been going to church. I have the Lord that is. I'm grateful for the Lord, and I know He blesses those that believe in Him and love Him and accept Him. And I accept the Lord. I want you to know I'm a Christian, and not all Democrats are atheists. We're not all pro-abortion. Many people are pro-life. That we just want people to know out there that there are alternatives, such as adoption, such as assistance that young ladies can get on if they want to have their child. There's a lot of assistance programs that'll help. We have the YWCA here in Fargo that helps young women that are pregnant, and it's nothing to be ashamed of or feel bad about when you're pregnant. It's there's a support network that will help those ladies that are pregnant that need to raise their children in North Dakota, which I'm glad of that in North Dakota. North Dakota, there's some good things that have happened here, even under Republican rule, but that's a lot of the good things is from the people that go to church. And they've decided on their own initiative to start some nonprofits to help people. And I'll continue on protecting these safety nets and these church organizations while I'm protecting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. I also have a program for women that are abused and battered, where I know the law enforcement, sometimes people don't want to get them involved, and they're very busy. Their resources are used up, or we will go anywhere and have an agency where we can go get a woman that's in a bad relationship, or she's been stranded, left out in the country, or stranded by a boyfriend or a husband, and just left, and we will go there and we will get her out of the bad situation and help her to get assistance with a place to live, and get her out of a bad environment. That's one of the things that I've actually wrote some legislation that's on my platform. If you look it up online, you'll see my platform where I get into my idea of that agency more in depth. Also, I've started a complaint department agency in North Dakota, where if you believe that you've been discriminated against, or there's corruption, you can come to us. Our agency will get to the bottom of it. Once I'm elected, there will be a lot of funding for these new bureaus and agencies, which will create jobs and opportunity and create more fairness. I'm a Democrat. I'm from the Harry Truman Democrat. That's I was raised by Democrats my whole life, and they're the ones that were helping people. They're in that. The Democrats that help the poor, that help their brother, that's not just helping themselves, worrying about how profits over people. I don't believe in profits over people. I believe that if there are no people, there are no profits. So we need people, and we got to treat them right. You want a good team of horses, you got to feed them well. And also, I'd like to create some good opportunities here in North Dakota to get help our homeless population get rehabilitation, and also get back to work if they prefer to work. Or some people are just so beat up and battered over medical problems, where everybody's one paycheck away from having a medical catastrophe and losing everything they've worked so hard for their whole life. And I understand that. And I want to make it an agency that'll help those people when their medical bills can't be paid. And I will work with other nonprofits in North Dakota and also. But here's some news that Donald Trump did. It sounds great. He's going to give everybody $6,000 more. When you have your standard deduction, he's going to raise it from six to $12,000, which means $12,000 of your money will be basically, you won't have to pay tax on it. It'll be tax deferred. You'll have to pay on taxes anything over the $12,000 that you've earned. Well, that's going to hurt a lot of our nonprofit organizations throughout North Dakota because most people will donate that additional $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to their favorite charities to help. And that also, when they donate, they do get that tax incentive to donate. And now that Trump's making it $12,000 standard deduction, there's going to be a lot of people that won't be probably taking advantage of the good thing of donating. It's going to be harder for nonprofits, according to all the things that I've been reading and studying. It's going to make it harder. But you can thank the Republicans and Donald Trump for this great, brilliant program that they're doing now with the taxes. Well, like I say, all my Democratic brothers and sisters out there, I really need your help right now. I need you to donate to my campaign. I have just about 3.5 years to raise enough money. I'd like to raise at least $3 million, possibly more. I guess Heidi Heitkamp raised $23 million and didn't get elected this election cycle. I'm going to try to run with $3 million. I think I can do it because I've been a citizen here in North Dakota for 40 years. People know me. I know people throughout the state. I've been with the people. I'm a man of the people. It's and I've seen the struggles that we're going through in North Dakota. I've seen the struggles of my fellow humans here, and I think there's areas that I know I can improve upon to make our state better. Our state's, done some wonderful things with technology, but you got to look back. Who helped you get all that? Your Byron Dorgans. That's where we got all our technological advancements at NDSU. That's where we got a lot of our, he was one of the first people to actually tax corporations in North Dakota. When the Republicans were just letting them in here pretty much just rape and pillage everything and take what they wanted, all the profits out of our state. I was just talking to some other gentlemen here where we should have a processing plant where we can process our oil. We have a lot of oil here where we should be able to refine it here in North Dakota instead of sending it through a pipeline to some other state where they can refine it and keep all the profits there, So I'm kind of pro-refinery, but I would like it where it's environmentally viable and feasible to where it's not going to harm anyone that works there. I know there's a lot of injured workers. In North Dakota, we lose about 38 to 40 workers per year actually die on the job, and you never, ever hear about it on the news. Of all the years I've lived here, you never hear about the workers that have died working these dangerous jobs here in North Dakota. So I think there should be a monument and a memorial for injured workers. I'm going to probably build a wall in North Dakota, a small wall that's going to have every worker that has passed away in North Dakota within probably the last century. I'm going to do a lot of research, and we should build a wall to honor our injured workers here in North Dakota that have died on the job, building this economy for these business owners, corporations, the Republican people out there. There's some great things that the Republicans have done in North Dakota as far as entertainment value. There's things going on. There's a tourism bureau now, where they're helping people with tourism. Well, I can't really think of too much. I know that Dorgan did all our technological advancements here, him and Earl Pomeroy. We had Kent Conrad, Senator Conrad. These guys actually put North Dakota on the map. They did things to help us, and that's why, You got to remember, I'm going to be a Democrat up there trying to get more incentives and more opportunities here in North Dakota instead of just stealing it and being most of your Democrats, you call their office, they're accessible. I'm going to be accessible. You'll be able to talk to me. You know, you call up a Republican's office, you can't get through to them. You call John Hoven, you call any of them, your Kramers, you can't get a hold of these guys. They're not accessible. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing backroom deals. They're doing the same thing they've been doing for the last 100 years. I know the playbook. I know the Republican playbook. I used to know a lot of Republicans, you know, and I know their playbook, you know, and if the people stick together, we can end their playbook. You know, people should wake up right now, and stop believing all the lies. You know, if you want help, you got to vote Democratic, and that's why I need your help to vote for me. But I'm sorry to say, I need donations to. I need a staff. I got to pay for my staff. You know, I got to pay the media for commercials, for ads. I have to get a tour bus. I want to go on a tour. The sooner I get my donations, the sooner I get my tour bus, and I can start touring the state of North Dakota. And I want to talk to the farmers, and I want to find out what they need from me being their representative. But I'm not going to lie to them. You know, there's people that have lied to him in the past that, for instance, Rick Berg said all these great things he was going to do for the farmers. He didn't do nothing for them. They couldn't even get a hold of him. All he did was make himself richer. And what I'm going to do is talk to the farmers and help them. I want to get reelected. If I'm a politician, I want to get the farmers what they want. I want to get our citizens in North Dakota what they want. I want to get reelected. So I'm going to do what the people want me to do. I'm not going to do what the corporations tell me to do, or the people whose payroll I'm on, what they want me to do. You know, I'm going to do what the people want, and that's who I represent the people, not the big money interest, not the corporations. I'll be your representative, and I'll work hard every day. I will be there to work for you. You're going to see me in action. You're not going to be just seeing me when it's time to get reelected, you know, every 2 years or whatever. You'll be seeing me every day. You'll know what I've been doing. You know, I will be accessible to you, to my constituents, and I will be representing you in a way that there's going to be transparency. There'll be a lot of transparency. I'm just not going to get on party lines like the Republicans do and same old agenda. I'm going to do the people's agenda, you know, and I'm going to use a lot of our democratic principles that I've learned and attained throughout my years of being a politician and going to college. And I was a working man. I worked hard. I got injured. I'm an injured worker. I belonged to the North Dakota Injured Workers Support Group for many years. I still have contacts in that organization, you know. So I know what the working man is going through, and I'd like to help the working man and make his life better. And the working ladies also, I believe that the women here in North Dakota deserve equal pay. They deserve more opportunities and fair pay. And I do believe in that also, you know. Fairness. I'm going to be about fairness. Well, this is Michael J. Steele. It's been a pleasure to chat with you a little bit about my political campaign, and you'll be hearing more from me in the up and coming weeks and days, and I just hope you have a really wonderful Merry Christmas, and I hope you had a great holiday out there with Thanksgiving. I hope when your birthdays come up, you have a Merry Christmas and a great birthday, and I hope everything's just wonderful for you. So, but like I say, please go to my donation pages. I do need your donations. It will help me get elected, and that's the way we're going to beat them. If you're a Democrat and you're out there in the world somewhere, look up Michael J. Steele for Senate 2022, and please donate. And we'll get things done in Washington. And we're going to help you. See, if I do something good in North Dakota, and my legislation is a success, that could be adopted in your state to help your state also. We could set an example here in North Dakota for the rest of the world. for the rest of the world where we can do good things, and that'll put us even further on the map, you know. So thank you, and have a great day, and God bless America.